Alright, so here we are at the local butcher's. They're starting to cut up all the fat back that we need for our tonkotsu. That's the skin right over there that they're putting in. Also, we got our pork belly roll that we're gonna have rolled up in butcher's twine. And we've got about 8 pork trotters, and they're cleaved in half, so that way all the collagen and marrow can render out into the tonkotsu pork.
You want this bone and roll?
Here that you're doing to the...
This is boning and rolling.
Boning and rolling. And what type of piece of the pork is this?
This is your belly pork.
Okay, this is the belly pork.
Belly pork or flank of pork.
Okay.
That's your rib bone for barbecue. Now you roll this like so. You could actually stuff that and roll it, or just roll it straight forward. Okay? Now this is your rolling. Okay?
So what's good about the type of pork that you guys order in? Different from other butchers around town?
It's good Scottish homegrown pork.
Yeah?
Yep. It's right from the farm to the factory to here.
When you're cooking with pork trotters, what's better about using a pork trotters in a broth than say other pieces of pork?
Pork trotters gives you a gel.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a glutamate.
Yeah.
So that's the reason you use pork trotters.
Okay.
To get the gel.
Mm-hmm.
It congeals better.
And you definitely want that gelatin in the pork to render out, especially in a tonkotsu broth.
Yeah.
Because that's what makes it the creamy white substance.
Yeah. Much
Morning, ramen lovers. Some of you might be asking, why did I wake up at 6:30 for ramen? Well, don't worry. I've been asking the same thing too. We've let our kombu leaves sit out for 24 hours. You can notice how there's a green texture inside the water. That's exactly what you're looking for. And since you're still not awake yet, let's go ahead and make sure that your oven is turned up on high, the highest that it can go. Because we're gonna be boiling the heck out of this ramen. Alright, well now that you're all showered and looking good, let's go ahead and get all the ingredients out on the table. First thing we're gonna do is start blanching our bones. So we have our pork trotters right here, our chicken bones, and the other chef in the kitchen, Troy Takamori. Say hello.
Hello.
Okay, so go ahead, cleave up your chicken carcasses or chicken backs into nice small little pieces. You don't want to have huge chunks of chicken carcasses in there. Wash off any little bits of bone, throw it into the pot. Then these guys go in next, pop it on top of the stove, let it get to a nice good boil, take it off, dump it all into the sink, and wash out everything. Now what's gonna happen is all the blood and collagen, dark bits that you don't want, are gonna tighten and release into the soup. That's what people are skimming off in French stocks. This, what we're looking to do is to just wash it. Then put it all back in, top it up with water. That way you get the white, creamy tenderness of tonkotsu ramen that you're really looking after. Sometimes you have to give them a couple little swings to go, especially if you don't have a meat cleaver, if you have a vegetable cleaver like we do. While you are chopping up your chicken, go ahead, throw your 24-hour soaked kombu water onto the stove. Then, before it gets to a boil, pull out the kombu leaves. So you want it at a nice little bit of a high simmer. The reason why is when kombu starts to cook and boil, it gets really bitter. However, if one goes ahead and pulls it out before, you still are able to extract all that delicious salty umami from the kombu and make sure that it's embedded into that liquid. So char your vegetables, especially your garlic, ginger, and onions in duck fat till they're nice and black. Sear them on both sides, and while you're doing that, wash out your pork bones. Alrighty here. Julia, why don't you show us how to wash one of these?
Okay, let's see. So you need to be really careful and so we'll use one stick.
So that's a chopstick she's using to get inside the bits of bone. Make sure she gets out all the dark colored collagen. You can see that. To show you what we mean here, here's an unwashed trotter. You can see all the gray on the outside. Just make sure all that's gone. Troy, how are you coming along?
It's good, it's good. I wish we had 2 taps, but
Yeah, we have to make do with what we have. Scallion whites, leeks. Your vegetables are nice and charred to a good blackness. I'll let them go a little bit more. How are we coming on the pork bones?
Practically ready.
Okay.
So the
Perfect.
it's clean.
Good. Then we'll just throw that in.
Fine.
Throw everything else in, and we're good to go. Everybody that we have in the kitchen today. We have Troy Takamori with us. Say hello, Troy.
hi.
And Troy, where do you come from? Tell us a little bit about your story and what brought you to this kitchen today.
Well, you invited me yesterday, and I couldn't say no.
Oh, okay. Is that what happened?
Yeah, of course. Well, we've been here before as well, of course.
Yeah, Troy and I go cooking a long way back. Then we have Gala.
Hello.
Not many people know this, but Gala has the most beautiful smile of 2019.
Not this time of morning.
Not this type of morning. And her sister, this is Julia.
Hi, the second.
The second, yes. She has the second most beautiful smile of 2019. And where do you guys come from? What brings you to the kitchen this morning?
We come from Moscow. Julie is visiting us.
Okay.
And Galini is the owner of the second best restaurant after Micaiah's kitchen. So
We open French before. We need to change the side every 5 minutes. We cook it in sesame oil.
Yeah,
So you can see it's
Nice and charred on either side.
Very beautiful crust.
And if it's a little burnt, that's okay because you're going to braise this for about an hour inside the oven at a medium-low temperature. So you want a nice, good crust, so give it about 5 minutes on each side, right?
Yep, that's great.
All right, and what's going inside of it? Okay, so what's going inside are the aromatics, which are ginger, garlic, and nijinigi? How do you pronounce this in Japanese? Anyways, green scallions. And then you want a mixture of sugar, sake, mirin, soy sauce, which is all on the ingredients. We'll throw that in, take the pork out, use it to get the fond off the end, which is forming right in there. Let's see what we have going on here. Yes. So our pork is looking like a good white color. It's exactly what you want. So that's good. Let's check our chasu. So let that boil down to about 3/4 of an inch, or maybe yeah, an inch above the surface. And then we're gonna pop it inside the oven for about an hour and it'll be ready to go. So after about an hour inside the oven, it's looking real good. So what we're gonna do now is let this reduce to a sticky sauce. Just keep it on there, let it bubble, do its thing, turn it over, braise it a little bit from time to time. Let's check our tonkotsu. It's coming out really nice. Good colors on there. That's exactly what we're looking for. All right, we got our aromatics in. Now we're ready to bring it back to a boil. Leave that on for another 6 hours before the 12-hour mark is reached. Then, you're looking nice and groovy for some katsu ramen.
Baby girl, that's me.